Hello everyone, I'm CrypticFox. Welcome back to another Tuesday night live stream here with Oxygen not included. We're continuing on with the colony that we started last time. However, we're doing something a little bit different today because I'm actually dual streaming this onto both Twitch and YouTube, which is the first time for me. Hopefully everything goes smoothly. We don't have any technical issues with this because I haven't tried this out too much before. I tested it a little bit yesterday to make sure I could actually make this thing work, but I do know a lot of other people that do this as well. So this is the colony that we've been building lately where we're picking a new duplicant every single time the printing pod turns on. And we're picking them randomly, so I'm just having everyone in the chat call out 1, 2, or 3 to see if we can get sort of a consensus of the number we're going to pick. And then we'll ultimately go into the printing pod and pick that duplicant and bring them into the colony. Now, I think this is probably the third time we've streamed with this colony. So we're now up to 31 duplicants. We're on cycle 86. Things are starting to get a little bit strained at this point. I mean, we had some issue early on where we were trying to balance out things like food and oxygen, and then we kind of got past that, and now we're sort of getting into that sort of stretch phase where our problems now really are revolving around water, because our water is being used to supply our electrolyzers for oxygen, but then we're also having to make a whole lot of mush bars in order to try and keep our colony fed. Now, up in this top port up here, we have been growing some sleet wheat, which is helping out a little bit. That's giving us a little bit more food to work with. If we check on our seeds, we have 703 sleet wheat grains, so that's kind of helping out a lot with our ability to eat something. We're not making anything really fancy with it, but we are making frost buns, and that's at least supplying some food for our colony, because things actually got a little strained. We got down, right down to 0 kilocalories, but now we're at 85,000, so we're in good shape there. Our issue really is around water. This used to be full of fresh water, and we were using that to pump upwards. Now, instead, we're cleaning some water down here with a purifier, but this is ultimately not a good solution because it's only just a very small amount of polluted water. We're using sand, and we're having to use power, ultimately, in our water purifier in order to clean that at the moment. So this is not a good setup right now. Water is really going to be one of my big focuses, I think, in this stream as we try to get that sorted out. I want to ultimately cut into a steam geyser so we can get a better flow of consistent water coming out, but then also we're going to have to work on our oxygen a little bit. If we check out our oxygen overlay, things are a little strained right now. I mean, with 31 duplicants, all drawing oxygen and all breathing carbon dioxide, they're consuming a lot more than what I would normally use in an average colony. I don't normally get into a place like this where I have a ton of duplicants. Normally I try to stick to like 6 or 8 duplicants and then try to manage my colony that way. But because we're taking a duplicant every single time, it's actually getting to be a little bit crazy at the moment. And and our oxygen level is getting a little on the low side. So we're going to try and work on that as well, because we don't want everyone suffocating while we're trying to fix the water. So in the vein of how my streams usually go, I have a sense of what I want to tackle. However, we'll see what breaks along the way, because usually there's almost always some sort of crisis, and I have to try and turn around and completely redirect my efforts. But we're hoping to tackle a few things today. So on the vein of water, we've got at least 3 different steam geysers. We got one down below here. We have a steam geyser that's located up here, and is actually probably one of the better positioned ones relative to our colony, except that I decided to grow a bunch of thimbleweed down here, so we'd have to kind of relocate that if we want to make use of this particular steam geyser. I'm also concerned that it's sort of in a place that's not really the most convenient to access it. And the third steam geyser we have is way over in this other swamp biome over here, and I think this is the one we're probably going to try to work with because we have the most space to deal with. And it looks like is my stream offline on Twitch? I can't tell. It looks like this one's probably going to have the most space to work with, just simply because we have all this area that we can kind of dig out, and that'll give us a place for the water to drain from the steam geyser, and then hopefully we'll get a chance to kind of cool it enough that we can at least leverage it and make use of it in some way. So that's the plan at any rate. Ray, I know that you're on Twitch. Is that stream working? Because it looks to me like it might be offline. This is going to minimize for a second because I have to click off the game, and unfortunately it doesn't stay expanded. No, it looks like the stream health is fine. I don't know what's going on. Showing that it's offline, but I can see it. I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit of trial and error for me, because like I said, I've always done my streaming on YouTube, and now that I'm trying to dual stream into Twitch, I'm just gonna do a little bit of toying around like that. I do have the chat overlay on there, so you can see the combined chat from both Twitch and YouTube will show up in the game, and you can see that on the display. Things like people following on Twitch will show up. New YouTube subscribers, super chats and things on YouTube will all blend in there together also, but hopefully we can make this all work. I'd kind of like to do a little bit more dual screaming if it works out good. Yes, I am online. Thank you. Something about the overlay. I don't know what it is. It turned off for a second. Everything said offline, but it's still there. All right. So what are we gonna do? We need to get oxygen sorted. We need to get water sorted. So I think maybe first, one of the first things we're gonna have to deal with will probably be power, because we're gonna need power in order to set up a new oxygen supply system. We have two options ultimately. I have a couple of algae deoxidizers in here, but I think there's waiting on material, so we might actually still have some algae we can feed into that. And we'll probably get some more algae as we're digging this out, so I might not worry about that first. I think we'll start right away with digging this area out here, because this is where I'm going to want the water from the geyser to drain. But we do have to have it blocked off in a way that we don't get a bunch of polluted water in there. So this might end up taking a little bit of effort to get this right. But hopefully we can get something going here in a way that will work out ultimately to our benefit. So I'm going to dig out through here. And as soon as I dig through here, I almost guarantee these silly people are going to fall into this big vat of polluted water, so I should probably put some sort of tile down here for them. I'm just going to use regular tiles. We'll give them little stepping stones to hop across instead of building it all the way. And then there's actually tons of algae in here we can harvest too as we're going in here and cleaning everything up. So I think this will work out okay. My biggest challenge, I think, is going to be that the water that's coming in over here, it's not going to cool down the way that I would like it to. Normally I like, with a steam geyser, to try to flow it into an ice biome so that I can cool it off a bit. But there really isn't one that's conveniently located. There's one up above. Suffocating. That's not good. Oh, okay. They're just up there digging it. Are they trapped? I don't think they're trapped. Why does it say he's suffocating? And he's losing life. Why are you still there? Full bladder. Chilly surroundings. He's dying, but he's still hanging out there. He's got a ladder right there he could use. I'm going to have to try and save his life a little bit. Let's try using the move to command and see if we can send him down here somewhere where there might be some oxygen for him. Nope, not moving. Come on, don't die. I hate when I die. I hate when I lose duplicants because of a bug. This is not good. Okay, okay, we might be able to save him if we turn off all his jobs. Maybe that might work. Dragonixa, where is Dragonixa? We need to turn off all of Dragonixa's jobs. Oh my gosh, this is too many duplicants. If we turn off everything, then maybe they'll run for oxygen. That would be enough. Or I could just do this. There we go. Okay, now will you go? Come on. Oh, what is it? This makes no sense to me. He should be able to jump across that one tile gap, but I'm going to set priority on this thing. Oh, no, there's a 2 tile gap here they're building. Oh, I get it. Oh, it never fails. I always end up with somebody trapped. They're gonna die. This is they're pretty much dead at this point. Somebody build that thing. Ah, the first duplicant lost. Are you kidding me? No, it wasn't the game. It was me. I just totally wasn't paying attention, and it wasn't even necessarily the red alert. It's just that the other people went down to get supplies, so that stinks. 2 duplicants died. Oh my gosh, Zoe Kurtz died too. I wasn't even noticing they were trapped. I hate that. All right, so that was bad digging on my part. I should have prioritized it a little bit differently so that they would actually do things in the order that I wanted them to. I wasn't expecting them to get all the way over here and then trap themselves somehow. So now I've got my first 2 duplicants that have died. Oh, we're down to 29. A mulligan? No, I don't take mulligans. I don't like to reset anything. We're going to go with just accept the fact that I made a mistake and unfortunately 2 duplicants perished. We do need a place to deal with the headstones, though. So I think we'll put them over here so they're kind of hopefully out of sight, out of mind. We'll prioritize these highly because I don't want to leave the body sitting there. Everyone gets upset every time they run by them. They get all stressed out. Oh, look at that. Our stress jumped all the way up to 13. I mean, we only had a stress of like 3 or something, but quality is bad. That's not good. So for everyone that's watching the stream right now on YouTube, is the feed quality bad still, or is it just one First Toxic World that's seeing a bad stream quality? I do actually want to play Colony Survival. I've been thinking about picking that up, but I was trying to decide whether it's already been out too long, and I might just end up in a place where nobody's even seeing the videos because they're buried. Oh, look, Dragonix, they dug the dirt out from underneath them and it just fell like another floor down. Okay, yeah, I have it at 720p, 60 frames per second, so I mean it should be okay, but It's a little hard for me to tell when I'm streaming it, but all right. So it might be just your internet that's unfortunately showing bad quality, but all right. So we can recover 29 duplicants. On the plus side, we have fewer people sleeping on the floor theoretically. Freed up a couple beds, I guess. Well, if the bodies end up in the water, they'll end up making polluted water. But I find that in the ice biome, there's so much. Yeah, there they go. Carrying them back to the tombstones. There's so much polluted water I find in the ice biome that it doesn't really make a difference in there anyway. It's really more just that it raises their stress level whenever they're having to be around dead duplicants. And I can't imagine why. I mean, everyone likes to hang around corpses. Alright, so hopefully they don't have any mishaps over here while we're dealing with this stuff, because that would really stink. Man, 86 cycles in, or 87 cycles in, with no duplicant deaths, taking a duplicant every single time the printing pod turns on, and that was the first time we've had any die on us. That really stinks. I was kind of hoping we just kind of go on until the whole thing imploded and they all died at the same time. Oh, somebody's sick. Oh no, it's either stinky or they're hanging around with somebody who's got flatulence. Which is never good. Alright, I'm going to grab this algae here because we can make use of that. And we'll just bust this out. Oh, actually, let's not do that because they're going to get trapped over there if I do that. So if they dig through this, it should drain not as far as I thought it would. I'm going to need a ladder. Let's throw a ladder down here. I should probably use a shift key so I don't make a derpy ladder. I'll make a ladder all the way down this way, and then that way the water that's in here can drain down even farther. It'll kind of collect down here, which isn't really the best place for it, but at least it'll be out of the way. Lots of buffering. That's no good. So I was trying something a little bit different with the stream today through YouTube in particular. I wanted to try and set it so that it would be the chat would be closer to the time that I was actually doing things, because I noticed there was a really big variance between the chat time on Twitch and the chat time on YouTube, and it said that it might have an impact on the quality. So I'm gonna have to try to tweak that around a little bit and see if we can fix it for the next stream. If you have high-speed internet, you're probably not having any issues, but if you don't, then you might actually be getting a little bit more buffering because it's running at 60 frames per second, and it's pushing the feed through faster. So hopefully it's not going to affect too many people. Jack's bomb's lagging really bad too. Derpy. It's finally good. Okay, good. So I'm not. I mean, I have really solid internet, so it shouldn't be anything that's in my feed, but I don't know what it's going to deal with YouTube. All right, so we've got. Well, we're almost over to this thing. I got to be careful I don't dig out too much of this, because if we cut that too thin, then we might end up in a place where all this fancy water comes pushing out of here. You beat the boss. What game were you playing? Were you playing Don't Starve? I'll try not to kill your dupe, but I can't make any promises, obviously. While they're working over there, I'm going to plant some more planter boxes, because, frankly, having more sleep beat can't be a bad thing. We'll just plant a whole bunch of them here, and I'm going to try and do another couple of these little flower vases. I don't know if these are going to make a difference, simply because I don't think I have enough. I don't think I have enough Weezewort to plant them anyway, but it can't hurt to produce more food at any rate. Yeah, it's this is the first time I've tried it where it's like a low latency, but it did warn that there was a chance of it having an impact on the quality. So hopefully it won't be a big issue for everyone, but it was really bad before. I know it was getting close to like 45 seconds to a minute between when I would say something and you would see it, and then vice versa. So hopefully this will make things a little bit smoother. Okay, so in here, we're going to have a lot of digging to do. I kind of want to hollow out. Well, I mean, I don't need a monstrous space in here, I guess, but I would like to get enough that I can actually collect some of this extra algae that's out here, too. Because that's going to help us produce more oxygen in the middle of our colony. These two algae deoxidizers are they're just sort of keeping things afloat right now. Although, mind you, we have 2 fewer people breathing the oxygen, so maybe that's a good thing. Just saying. Cake or death, not both. Have cake and death. It's good. Death cake. Okay, I can't do much more over here until they can drain some of this water out, so I guess I'm going to set a priority on this, and we'll get them to deal with this a little bit quicker. The spores! Oh, we got more sick people. Food beyond reach. Who's got that? No, they're fine. They're fine. All right, I'm going to stop making mush bars up here. Let's turn this off. We'll turn this off because we have 69,000 kilocalories, and instead I'm going to have both of these working on... Let's make no more mush fry. We've got so much sleet wheat now. I'm going to have them just focus on making frost buns. And maybe they'll be eating better for once. We're already up to 30% stress. It's only a couple people, though, I think. And it might be because I have them out here in this wonderful polluted water and the polluted oxygen, which is really just messy for them to play around in, but cake is always worth it. Yeah, I have a couple of biodistillers making slime and algae, but I'm not making it a really high priority right now. There's still so much algae in the world that I can farm out. Oh, look at that. We actually filled up all these with food. Well, isn't that something? It's all sterile, but it's actually in a place where I need another layer. I need another layer of storage here to have more food storage. Huh. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, so let's see what we can do to kind of block in some of this. Like so. This is going to make things really bad. Just wait. I wonder how many duplicants will trap themselves inside there. I should probably put a little ladder here so they have a way to get out for now. Because if I get paying attention to something else, almost guaranteed I'm going to wind up letting them die. That would be bad. Let's prioritize that at a 7 just to make sure the ladder gets in there and they don't get trapped. What I'll do is I'll just build a second layer in here for carbon dioxide storage. And then we can set up another 4 of these ration boxes and we'll have plenty of food storage that way. Must make frost cake. Where is the frost cake? I haven't even looked at the recipe of that. Well, we have frost buns. I guess it looks kind of like cake. We got pepper bread, barbecued. There's no, like, frost cake. There's just these frost buns, which I guess are kind of like cake. Cake. More work. Take this out for me. We need all this water to drain out of here so we can start to build in. So what we're going to have to do is actually build, like a box in here. I should probably make it an insulated box. Just so that we don't run into a case of like the heat that's coming out of this water getting out of here. But the trouble is only really going to be that I'm going to have all this trapped heat in there, which I don't like. I mean, theoretically, we could put a pump inside here and pump the hot water up into this colder area, and then maybe have a storage up here that then is a secondary pumping space out to here. But I also need water that they can access because they can't. So we're not making mush bars anymore. So I don't have to worry about that because frost buns don't consume any water, fortunately. They just take sleet wheat grain. And that's actually where a bunch of our water went before. But we're going to have a lot of mealwood, too. That's probably most of what's in here is mealwood, the meal lice. We got tons of that. Maybe what I should do is, you know, I'll set these on lice loaves so that I'm at least making something useful out of the meal lice that we're producing. And it will actually free up storage space, too, because the lice loaves take up less space than the individual lice do. Give me more speed. More speed. 31%. What's our massage table set at? I don't know that I've ever checked this. 50. That's fine. Everybody can take a shower so they can wash off some of this polluted water right before they get stuck running back out there again. Yeah, it would be nice if they did have a higher quality on the frost buns. I mean, it's a little bit higher up in the chain, so you do have, you know, it's a little bit better quality, but it's not really good quality. You have to get up to, like, pepper bread before you start getting stuff that's really good. I mean, when I look at the consumables menu in here now, there's already many of them that they're already past the point of frost buns being good. I mean, aside from Grizzly Bear, who fortunately will still accept terrible food, and a few of the other people that we've added in more recently, but they're soon going to be past frost buns as a positive food source also. They get nutrition out of it, they just don't get happiness. And unfortunately, that's over time, that will impact their stress level. All right, so we have another duplicate coming in. Duplicate number 32 technically, but since we had a couple die, this will get us back to 30. So we're going to need, if you can just type in the chat, 1, 2, or 3. We'll get a quick vote, and I'll get a sense of how many we're getting for for different numbers. We'll pick that random duplicate, bring them into the colony, and then we'll name them after somebody in the chat. I would like to do something with the natural gas, but I'm actually, the more I think about it, the more I'm thinking that I'm not going to focus on that tonight. Only because I have so many duplicates. I could really just set up a bunch of manual generators and produce so much power out of that. There were 2 that died. Who were they? So the 2 that died were Dragon Ixana and Zoe Kurtz, unfortunately. All right, so it looks like by a very scientific method, it looks like number 3 is the one that we're getting the most votes for. So we'll jump here. We'll grab duplicate number 3. Oh, picked a guy. There we go. Come on, let me in. Okay, duplicate 3. We got a yokel amphibious who's a vomiter with high decor expectations, and they'll accept terrible food. Which is good, because all we have is terrible food. We don't have any good food. And I'm going to name this duplicant... I don't know. Who should we name this? I got new messages in this chat thing, but it's not letting me scroll all the way down. Let's name this one Taz78. Welcome to the colony, Taz. Fortunately, the yokel is not really much of a downfall for us because we don't have any more research to do, so they don't have to learn a lot, which is good. We've got a lot of hydrogen building up in here too. I'm really unhappy with this setup that I did for the oxygen room. It hasn't proven as efficient as I was hoping it would. I normally would use a lot of filters and things to try to control it, but I was trying to save power this time around, and it doesn't pump air the same way that I'm used to when I make an oxygen room, unfortunately. All right, we got a good drainage here finally, so this is all getting out of here. We're going to need another tile over here, so we have a jumping space to get down there. Oh, they're all hanging out here and getting the spores. Poor guys. It's really hot up here too. What's the temperature? Oh yeah, it's fairly warm, 40 some odd degrees. You know what I should do is try to control the temperature in here a tiny bit. Since we have all kinds of overabundant labor, we can throw some insulated tile in here. That will at least help a little bit with controlling that. Oh, this is part of the problem. This wall broke through, so I should actually just seal this whole thing off. Like so. That'll help block in at least a little of that heat. Taz Airvis went on YouTube. Okay, good to know. Alright, so they're back to sleep again. Man, these guys sleep so much. Even the ones who sleep on the floor sleep now. Oh, I must have run out of storage. They're actually, you know, I did. I already know that. Alright, let's get rid of this thing. We don't need this anymore. I'm going to deconstruct that. We'll deconstruct... We need to deconstruct buildings. We'll get rid of this over here. We'll throw in some ladders. We're going to need to deconstruct this building piece here. We'll throw in a little tile whenever they can break this out. Come on. Gee, normally they prioritize breaking things. This is the first time they've gone to build something before they broke something. Alright, so we'll get that in there, and then now we can just throw in a couple more of these ration boxes. I think we might have a little polluted air in here. Oh, there is a little polluted oxygen. Okay, so I'm going to need to cancel this. And I'm still going to need that little air deodorizer, because otherwise we'll have contaminated food in here, and that's been no good. It won't be a sterile environment as long as we have that polluted oxygen in there. So as long as we get this thing going, hopefully it will clean it out. It's probably because I broke the one that was there. Left a little residue behind. Set this in priority 6 so they make sure they refill it, and that should be okay. The CO2 will fill in here pretty good, but this polluted air is going to move around, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Who died? Ah, fatty muffins. My inattention is killing us now. I was too busy paying attention in one area, and they were over here just burying themselves. That's great. Sorry, fatty muffins. We've got another dead duplicate, and this one I can't even get to. You're already sealed in your own little watery grave. Oh, that's gross. She's gonna make some wonderful little bubbles in there. Sorry, fatty. I've been streaming only about 22 minutes, and we managed to kill off 3 duplicants after running almost 90 cycles with no deaths. This is not a good way to start a stream, I don't think. Man. This is got, you know, I think we had another colony, I think, that was called something like the Death Rocket or something. Or the Death Comet. No, it was the Death Comet. And I think maybe this one probably would have been more aptly named the Death Comet. Alright, let's start getting some insulation built in here. I know, you're all sopping wet and nobody likes it. Now I've got 2 more people trapped. Come on. Just build the floor. Actually, I don't even know if that's going to be high enough. I hope so. Just to be safe, we'll put a ladder there too. How are they taking so long to build this thing? They're delivering tons of supplies and nobody's building it. There we go. Alright, go get some food or whatever it is you need. There we go. Alright, they can get out now. Man. I'm killing everybody off. It's a duplicant sales event. Everybody must go. Alright, let's throw some more insulation here. I'm going to have to build like a lower level insulation in here. If I don't do 2 levels, then if I dig the stuff that's out underneath it, then it'll wind up breaking on me. So I'm going to do 2 layers just to make sure. Because there is still algae under here I'm ultimately going to want to grab. Yeah, I think it might actually be something to do with the YouTube intake. It's specifically because I had to choose a lower latency stream option in order to get the chat a little bit closer. Hi, Stuff and More Stuff. How are you? Yes, you're being ignored, as always. Until you say something, it's not like I can see you're there. It doesn't give me an announcement whenever somebody joins. So it's not a whole lot I can do about it. I think with YouTube, I had to choose a lower latency option, and that might be what the factor is there, where it's maybe a little less stable if you don't have a higher speed internet, maybe. On our Discord, well, so what you're seeing in the stream here isn't necessarily Discord. You're seeing Twitch and YouTube chat combined together, and then we do have a Discord for anyone that's interested in joining that. Just for those who like to kind of connect and chat. I pop in there periodically myself, and then there's often a lot of other people that are there on a much more consistent basis than I am. But it's been a lot of fun. They've unfortunately been fortunately and unfortunately, they've been collecting a lot of my silly quotes and idiotic sayings for posterity, they say. Secretly, I think it's to make fun of me. All right, let's throw a little bit of ladder here. Actually, I don't think it's all that secret. They've been pretty blunt about it. Oh, no. I want insulation here. Reconstruct buildings. Get rid of this ladder. No, wait till that one's built. I'm going to be smart this time. I'm going to wait till they actually build the ladder, and then we'll break the one that's going to trap them. So at least they can climb. Yeah, it's funny. They can go too high, but only one left or right. You know, they're good at the high jump. They're just not good at the long jump. Alright, so we'll deconstruct this ladder now since we don't need it. We'll throw some more insulation in here once they break that. Oh, it's so weird to see them just running by over top of this corpse, hiding in the water. Oh my gosh. I can't believe we managed to kill 3 of them already. That's just ridiculous. Alright, I'm going to send this ladder actually all the way up, because it'll be easier if I have the opening for this at the top. We are going to have to put a pump down here, ultimately. So they have a way to get the water out, but I guess I should build that out of gold so we can handle the overheat a little bit better. So I'm going to throw the pump down there ahead of time so we have that ready. And I think I'm probably going to use heavy watt wire on the pump also, because it tends to hold out a little bit better under stress, and that way the hot water that comes from this thing won't ultimately break it, hopefully. I kind of wish you could make the liquid pumps out of abyssalite so that we'd actually get into a place where the stuff's not breaking as easy, but I don't think that works that way. Oh geez, I didn't even change the I didn't change the Twitch animation, so when somebody follows on Twitch, thank you for following, by the way. You got a little running zombie guy instead of the little fox guy we have on YouTube. I have to fix that. Okay, so we'll need double layers over here, but we don't really need double layers of insulation necessarily. But let's throw this all the way up here. And then I am going to need like a layer in here. This is where things are going to get a little tricky. So I'm going to have to do... I'll do a mesh tile in here so they have a way to... Well, you know what? Let's just use a ladder. It's not exactly going to be a high-frequency highway, so we'll just use ladders for them to hop across here so they can get all the way over to where I need them to build. Throw ladders up there, too. Because we're going to put a whole layer of insulation here, too. to block this in. I want to make sure that we don't have it coming into contact with any slime if we can avoid it, because we'll end up with polluted water, and that just stinks. Yeah, there's no negative effect because it's hidden behind here. So if you look at the decor, you can see it's actually trapped by the blocks. Oh, there is a certain amount of it that seems to be coming out through the gap between the two blocks, though. That's interesting. But it's not like they're actively running past the corpse. As long as it stays in there, we'll keep Fatty Muffins in there for posterity. It'll be like one of those exhibits they have at the museum where they have all those plasticized corpses. Fatty will be forever with the colony that way. All right, so we have another duplicant we can bring in. This will get us once again back to 30. Man, we're having trouble breaking that 30 mark. I think when we had the other colony we were doing this with, we ended up dying out at, what was it, 33 duplicants in total? So hopefully that works out okay. Yeah, I should check the O2 levels. It's good. We're getting enough algae now as we're digging out there that these things running are enough to keep everybody alive for the moment. So again, we have another duplicant coming in. If we get 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, the one that seems like it's getting the most is number 2, but so that's probably the one we'll take. And then we'll name this next duplicant after somebody that's in the chat also. So I'm going to take number 2. Oh, another slow learner. Go us. So this time we have Ellie the bodybuilder, the slow learner, who's hopefully at least a good worker, if they're not going to be a good learner. Who should I name this duplicant? Who wants to be in the colony? Now, bear in mind, at this point, the rate we're going, if you come in the colony, you're probably not going to survive long term. Because things are looking grim now. We've killed off a few people. I mean, the colony itself is relatively stable. We've got plenty of food and everything. But that whole scenario of not keeping guys alive is not doing so well for me at the moment. All right, so welcome to the colony. Everything is going relatively okay aside from the deaths. You know. The whole death thing. If we get this all packed in, actually, I should do a tie wall on the other side of here just to make sure that we've got that support. And then I'm going to need to do one over on this side also. I'm just going to throw a ladder up here. And then they can do tiles in here. Actually, I'll have to do this one tile at a time because knowing them, they'll make the tile at the bottom on me. And then they'll make the one that they won't be able to reach above it. They'll be like, I can't get to it. There's no point volunteering to die. I don't actually have anything specifically for you to do when you're dead. I'm not building a morb farm or anything, although we might end up with a whole bunch of morbs in here. I don't know if that space is big enough for them to appear there or not. We might actually have an issue. As I dig in here, no, I think it'll be okay. Because I need to make a little tunnel in here that'll be protected from the slime that's around it. You know what I should do is I should make a sweater. Cool vest, rather. Let's make a cool vest. No, not continuous. Blah. Make one cool vest. And because somebody's going to have to go into this crazy hot water in order to kind of seal this thing in properly with something other than slime. Otherwise, we're going to keep getting polluted water in our stuff. Although it's okay in here so far, but I don't want this stuff over here draining. When we cut in through this hole, we're going to get this stuff flowing down too, and that's going to be a problem. Trench stench. So I'm going to make a hole here. We'll put a ladder in. I'm going to use gas permeable tile in here for this. Only because, for whatever reason, the metal tile just doesn't break. So that'll give us that support, at least. Cool vest or hot vest? Well, it's a vest to keep them cool in hot conditions, I guess. Alright, that's good there. We have this little bit of slime down here. I should really get rid of that. Well, I can't mop that. Duh. I need to sweep it. Slime. And I probably... Is this a slime locker? I think this is the slime locker. No, polluted dirt. I should have a slime locker out here somewhere, I guess. Maybe I'll make a couple of those. Let's make some slime lockers in here. It's kind of like the hurt locker, only more slimy. There we go. Yeah, I know. What can I say? I'm a little slow on the uptake, Caitlin. Okay, so this is ready basically to cut in there. Oh, actually, you should probably get rid of this ladder that's here too. I'm not going to need that. We can get rid of a layer of this here. I can actually destroy this one. I didn't need it. Only because I'm going to put a door here. There we go. All right, let's get some wire running here so we have that ready I'm gonna use heavy watt wire, and we'll make it out of gold, so hopefully it won't break on me. And then I guess I can run this either directly into the power supply up above. This is gonna make things really ugly out here, but it's not like they have to go hang out here on vacation or anything. And then we'll get maybe some insulated piping in here too, because this is gonna be really hot stuff. Alright, so at least we've got that set up so when I'm ready to take the water out of the space, I don't have to go back down inside when it's really hot. I can just connect it up top here, which is good. Again, I do really wish I had like a natural gravity way that I could flow this into a cold biome to get it to cool off, but it is what it is. Oh, they're all roasting over here. I'm going to need hospital beds, which is something I don't have yet. I probably should make some. I don't know where I'm going to put them, though. I can't even get normal cots in here. How's our O2 over here? Actually, look at that. O2 is looking good now. The algae deoxys have been running consistently enough now that we're actually getting a pretty decent O2 mix in here. So I should have room for some more cots over here. I feel bad for the people that are going to be sleeping down. Oh, actually, you know what it is? It's these algae terrariums who are waiting for water now that we don't have. But I feel like if they're... I gotta get rid of this ladder here, too. I feel bad for the people who are going to have this cot that's down here by the compost. That's not really going to be the most pleasant place to sleep, but it's probably still better than sleeping on the floor. And they're going to need some decor, too, because they like it pretty. Try to mitigate some of that anyway. And then actually we can put another cot up here, too, in the kitchen. So we got people sleeping in the kitchen. Awful. Awful, awful. I'm going to do some sculptures in here, too. Let's try and make it as pretty as possible. They're really not living in the most swank apartment setting, so we'll do what we can to try to make it at least comfortable for them. And we'll probably have to take over a little bit more territory too as we keep expanding. Yeah, the poop beds. Yeah, everybody wants to have the bed next to the toilet. It's the coveted spot because it's a shorter walk to the bathroom, right? Or something. What did I make this piping out of? I feel like material delivery granite. Of course it's made out of granite. Why would I use granite? No, I haven't tried Factorio yet. I have the game. I have it on Steam, but I haven't had a chance to play it yet. I'm going to play that this week a bit, actually. Oh, and I meant to store slime in these containers over here. Let's throw a little tile into these things. And then I can set this to do organic slime. Copy settings, and we'll just paste that over these three. Sweet. Okay. This tile's ready to go in here. I'm going to dig all this out right away. There's really no point in like saving this in here. We'll just right away build this in with a double layer of insulation. Hopefully that will keep everything from breaking through. I mean, it's going to take a while for the amount of water that's in here anyway. I mean, I feel like when I've had the geysers before, sometimes it seems like it's producing a ton of water, and other times not. I don't know what the mechanism there that decides it. Maybe it was like a patch update or something that changed the rate that it was coming out. But I did have some where it seemed like the water accumulation was really slow over time. These guys are doing really good food-wise. 83,000 kilocalories. That's good. Although I still have frost buns sitting on the ground and other foods. Oh, you know why? I forgot to change the storage, the priority setting of these. They need to be at least a 6, so they pick up the food as a matter of priority. And I could have copied the settings there, too, because I'm a little mentally slow. But that's good. I think this is now all... It's all sterile atmosphere, so this thing did a good job of cleaning out the polluted O2 that was in there. Is it true that Portal Knight's got an update for PC? I have absolutely no idea. I haven't been playing Portal Knight, so though I've heard some people say it's a fun game to play, I haven't tried it out myself yet. I'm actually starting to run into that issue where I'm starting to hear about more and more games that I want to play, and I just haven't had a chance to get around to them. You know what? Let's just dig all this out. No point keeping all this slime in here. Throw a little ladder at this end. This is good here now. I'm gonna put some insulation on this. Oh, look at that! They're drawing fresh water out of here. It's leaking a little bit down below here. I'm actually gonna need to go. I'm gonna have to go farther with this, or it's gonna break through. That's so weird. go a little bit lower. We'll throw a little bit more gas permeable tile in here. And then I think that will be good. But it's funny, the way that it's leaking, they're actually able to go in here and grab fresh water even though it's like crazy hot. It's not so bad, I guess. Play Kerbal. Yeah, Kerbal Space Station looks fun too, but so when it comes to trying to choose games for the channel, I'm kind of at that point where I'm starting to feel like I need to be a little bit more choosy. I only have a certain amount of time to try to record and play things, and there are things that I really enjoy playing that are a lot of fun. But I'm always balancing between things that I want to play that are fun and things that look like fun that are also newer and are more likely to attract more interest from people that are searching for them. So it's always trying to strike that balance. You know, I made this sweater for somebody, or the snazzy suit. Snazzy suit? Oh, there's still a snoot there. Ah, right. Let's see if Iliasara will wear the cool vest. Now, the trouble with the cool vest is when they're in the normal area, they'll complain they're cold all the time. So I'm not sure that we're going to leave this on. If I had power on this thing, actually, let me... No, if I had power, it's going to power up the pump, and I don't really need that. But there's not that there's any liquid down there. But if I have somebody on here, I can almost power the door and then set it so only the person with the cool vest can go in here so that they can go in and set this up without scalding themselves. But I think maybe we'll take a different approach. I did make that already, but what are you going to do? I think instead, if we go into medicine, we can make the rejuvenator. And instead what we'll do is we'll just, if people get damaged, we'll just try to heal them up a little bit. As much as we can. This is going to be connected to the power, which down here is actually starting to get a little bit strained, I think. It's only used periodically, so I think it'll be okay. But we actually have quite a bit being drawn off that lower power station, which means that I should realistically be considering having another transformer down bottom here also. If we go that route, and then I put a little flooring under this thing. Where is... put some tile in here so we can make sure that we're not running into a scenario where we're negatively impacting our decor too much. And then I can run down some more of the heavy watt wire down below. And we'll connect this whole bottom portion onto a different transformer so it's not overpowering, or not doing too much stuff. Yeah, that's another quote there, I think. It's the new kind of workplace safety act, right? Just have a rejuvenator pod nearby. Send your people into danger. Just be prepared to rejuvenate them magically. All right, we got another duplicate coming in, number 31, getting all the way back there again. I feel like these things come in so fast sometimes. Other times I feel like I'm waiting forever for a duplicate, and then I get these scenarios where just duplicate every time I turn around. All right, so we got a couple threes, we got two. One. Actually, it looks like there's a lot more ones this time around, so we're gonna go with a one. Duplicate number one, a physician. Oh, perfect timing. We've got Stinky the physician to take care of the people that I send into scalding danger. Excellent timing. Oh, he's a biohazard, so he's gonna get sick more often, but that's okay. Again, we have a rejuvenator pod, and realistically, man, the sickness really isn't so bad yet until they do the next update when it just gets to be a little bit messy. Yeah, that I may have said that, Ray. I'm not gonna lie. All right, so who should I name this this duplicant? Let's name this one Critical Duplicant. Critical Duplicant, the physician. There we go. Print them in. Welcome to the colony. I apologize for the hair you have there. Poofy red hair, slightly balding. But what can you do? Let's get heavy watt wire. We'll send that down here, and we're going to connect it into the back of this. And then we'll send a regular wire down here into this thing. All right, so that will connect this whole lower grid. And once that's connected, I can actually sever it over here, and this thing will power everything that's down this way without too many issues. I wish you could do these transformers the other direction. Sort of like up voltage kind of thing. All right, this thing's hopping. Now let's get this severed over here. So let's check out the power grid again. So now So now we have a 4-layer power grid. So we've got most of our power generation is happening up here, aside from a couple of these. The manual generators are just kind of there as a redundancy, and we have. I'm trying to peel it off in layers. So I've got this one is. I was trying to get to a place where the transformer would power an entire floor, but I actually have just too much on this top floor with this oxygen generation. So we've got one transformer up there supplying that. This one supplies everything over here, and actually, whatever I had down. Oh, I had a pump down there before, but it's gone now. This one will power off this whole level, and then this last transformer, when I sever it over here, we'll deconstruct the wires right in here. We'll separate that bottom portion. Don't need that there either. There we go. So that should keep things from getting over-tapped. But I actually really need to have a battery down here too, I think. Because I do not have one now. I'll throw a couple batteries down here. There we go. That should help smooth things out a little bit. Power grid's like an ogre. Like an ogre how? There's a way to tell gender in this game. Eyelashes, if you have them, you're female. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Although, I kind of have eyelashes, so I'm not sure how that plays out entirely. Unless you're just going for those really long, curly ones, like people are putting on the front of their cars now. Seen a few of those this past week. All right. We need some more tile under here for support. And then I have no idea whether it will be an issue on this corner, so I'm not going to chance it. I'm just going to destroy the ladder, top part of the ladder piece there, and we can put another tile right there. Then we've got a bunch of work to do in here to get this taken care of. Now, unfortunately, when we break through here, all this hot water is going to drain down below. And it won't be quite as hot in here, except when the steam goes off, and then hopefully nobody's standing too close. We'll find out, though. Put a transformer up on the top level just for the air. Well, it kind of already is, right? So, like, if you look at this transformer that's up here, this one is really only connected to a battery and then the air. So this transformer is already powering one stream. I already have pretty close to the maximum load on this wire also, so that should be fine that way. The only other things that are on this one are these manual generators and a battery. Quota, oh, thanks, Ray. Put people put not eyebrows on their car, eyelashes. I've seen a couple of these cars lately where they put on the headlights, they put these big curly plastic eyelashes that supposed to make it look like a girl car, I guess. I don't know. It's kind of weird if you ask me, but you know, people do weird stuff all the time. All right, let's get into this space here. I'm going to need I might as well just use gas permeable tile in here. I've got metal that I can use. Kind of connect it up that way, maybe? And then inside here, once we get this dug out, I still gotta be careful. I might actually end up creating a scenario where we let loose the corpse of our dear friend up here. I guess that wouldn't be good. Yeah, you like your memorial? I don't know. That's not really the best way to treat a body. It could be a little bit more stylish, I guess. Maybe we could plant some flowers over here or something. What I really should do is just make, I should just make a tombstone and then dig through here, and then I think that's what I'll do. Let's build another tombstone up here. Tasteful memorial. We'll do something more tasteful, because right now it's definitely not tasteful. You have to dig out some more abyssalite. Oh, you're right, yep, to get into here. Well, I mean, this I don't really have to. It's not going to break here, because it's got a solid layer through, but I'll do it anyway, because the abyssalite is actually kind of handy for insulation. Okay. We're getting close over here. We will have water soon. I mean, this thing's still pumping. It's not like I'm not gonna run out anytime in the near future. I just don't like that this thing produces polluted oxygen also. That kind of bugs me. It didn't used to do that before, and I guess I haven't used the water purifier in such a long time now. I didn't realize they'd changed it so it actually produces polluted oxygen now. Look at that. We're up to 113,000 kilocalories of food. Let's lay off the frost buns for now. Actually, those are showing red anyway. Did I run out of something? Where's my seeds? Sleet wheat. Wow, we actually went through quite a bit of sleet wheat. That's impressive. We went through at least half of our sleet wheat making frost buns. But we have tons of meal ice now, so I'm going to just have them working on making the Meal ice loaf. Oh, what are we running out of? Oh, they don't have water. Okay. Well, ice loaf takes water. That makes sense. Well, that stinks. Ooh, how's there a core down here? Oh, that's ugly. So when you go to the medical chamber, it's like a real hospital. Ugly is sin. Let's put a little decor down here. Do something to try to offset this at least a little bit. I guess I should probably put a door in here too. Like so. Oh, this thing here is all out of... Oh, no, we still have sandstone there, so he's still good. I should actually collect up that coal that's in there, though. Turn this on auto. We can collect up all the coal that the little hats have been pooping out. There's maybe 1,000 kilograms of it in here. Nothing huge. Still, it's something. Water's overrated. Yeah, who needs water? Melt the ice. Well, the trouble with melting the ice is just that you get so much polluted water in it anyway. Although I know I've seen some people do some kind of interesting things to try to separate with the water automatically without using filters and things, which is kind of neat. We probably have a certain amount over there anyway. But I find that when you melt the ice biome, by and large, most of it is polluted water. And I kind of already have a lot of that. Alright, they're busy working there. That's fine. Over here, I never told this thing to plant wheezewort, and I also didn't tell these things to plant sleet wheat, because I'm super sharp that way. My gosh. Alright, let's plant all this in here. Like so. We'll copy the settings here, and we'll go plant these. Oh, I forgot to hit plant. Oh, me. There we go. I don't even know if they have access to any wheezeworts right now, but at least if they find some, they'll stick those in there. How we doing? Hey, we got water flowing. And it's coming through clean. That's a nice bonus. Oh, Angel Darkness is going to get roasted. Sorry, Angel. Yeesh, that's not good. Let's throw a little ladder in here because we're going to need to build up above this thing in order to clean it out. Throw some insulated tile up this way. Dig out some of this. I feel really bad for any duplicant left standing on this ladder when this thing goes up. Just standing in front of like a giant steam blaster. That'd be perfect. On the plus side, their pores will be really clean. We'll drink more dead. I want to put a deodorizer next to the CO2 scrubber. Whereabouts? Oh, yeah, I guess I could do that. Down here, you mean? Yeah, we are getting a little bit of production of this. I probably should put something down there. I mean, not that it's a huge amount. This is all carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. There's only a little bit of polluted oxygen coming off this thing, but it can't hurt. Although it is another item that's going to use up sand on us. And we certainly have a limited quantity of that. Although there's a bunch in here I can harvest, I guess. Speaking of, let's grab some sand. We can even get more sand over here. Let's throw some tile in here. That'll get us some sand. Oh, and I'm going to dig this up too, I guess. Oh, everyone's back to bed again. No one tell the other dupes that they're really eating. Yeah. We've kind of been, we've been fertilizing our plants with the corpses of your friends. Just don't tell anyone. They were talking, actually Clay was talking on one of their streams about how you could technically create the circle of life where your dead duplicants would produce polluted water that you could feed into your plants to feed to your live duplicants, so they were essentially eating their friends. Kind of a nasty little cycle. Alright, so this isn't fantastic pressure, but this is pretty decent for what it is. Particularly considering where we were sitting before. And really, it's all down to these algae deoxidizers. At some point, I do need to build maybe a secondary oxygen chamber over here that I can use to pump a little bit more air. But so far, so good. Yeah, Soylent Greens. Just munch on them Soylent Greens. They're tasty. They're high in protein. Oh, that's actually a tight squeeze in there. I didn't even think of that. You know, on the off chance that somebody's going to get trapped here, I don't think they're going to, but just on the off chance, I'm going to take that one brick out. That would be my... Oh, actually, yeah, that would be my luck. They would get in here and then decide they can't get down. They seem to be doing okay, but I don't really want to chance it. Look at all that water. 50 degrees. That's not pretty. Alright, we'll get everyone burdened in here. I'm gonna need more hospital beds. This isn't good. Cancel this. Dig all this. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Somebody's cold. A-bomb was cold. That makes no sense at all. I don't think it was even A-bomb that I gave the jacket to. I don't remember who we gave the cool vest to now. Yeah, that's right. In a closed system, you reuse everything, even your friends. All right, so this is good. We do have a fair amount of polluted oxygen in here, but that's okay. It all could be worse. Lots of clay, sedimentary rock. I don't think there's anything in here that'll pollute anything, which is good. Oh, look at that. TD standing right by the ladder as the steam goes off. It's like the ultimate sauna. Son of death. This becomes A-bomb's Australian. Yeah, that's what it is. He's already used to the really hot weather. I'm gonna sweep up all this anyway, just in case. I don't know if this... I don't think the stuff that's sitting on the ground here will cause any water pollution. But... there's no harm in cleaning it up, I figure. Well, I mean, aside from the scalding that the people will take while they go do it. I mean, that's, you know, just kind of an aside. Let's see. Who needs repairing? Who's hurt? Somebody's got to be hurt after all that. Nobody. Look at that. Oh, no, these are just whether it'll just show whether they're assigned. I thought it would actually show whether they're injured or not, but I guess not. We'll have to go to vitals. Stress 2%. The Lion Gore is at 89% health, so they've taken a little damage. Actually, considering they're working right next to that geyser with ridiculously hot water, they're doing pretty good. Nobody's really injured too much yet. We can go a little bit longer before they start to limp a little bit, and then we'll kind of put them in there. Canada's weird. They have eyebrows and lashes. Yeah, you're right. We are a little weird that way. But I think it was actually a car from the States that I saw it on. Somebody had this white Volkswagen Beetle, one of the newer models, and they had like all these ladybug stickers all over the outside of it, and then they had put like these plastic eyelashes on the headlights, so it was really strange looking. They liked it, but it's only minor injuries, the Lion Gore. It's not life threatening just yet. We'll get you in the the healing pod there before it gets too bad. It's just a little scaldy. It's still good. It's still good. I don't know what Brothgar's method is cooling the geyser, so I'm not sure. I am from not far from where you are, to be honest. I'm not going to say my city just in a moment. But I'm relatively close to Oakville. Yeah, bad working conditions. No worries. Work harder. Next thing you know, these guys are going to go on strike and they'll be forming a union on me. And then we'll have to have union talks, and that's a whole nother game. They hit around 80 degrees before being burned. I'm surprised by that. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, but yeah, I probably shouldn't use insulated tiles to try to contain the heat within the water, but I don't know if that's going to make much of a difference. I'll test it out. We'll see what happens. Actually, if I use gas permeable tile made out of wolframite, might help a little bit with the conduction. So the heat can travel upwards this way, but does it really make much of a difference? Oh, you mean in here? He lets the heat go up from the geyser instead of... But the water that comes out is still super hot, so I don't know. You can't get the others to join the union. Me abusive? I don't know what you're talking about. You guys have been you've been really hard on me lately. Made me cry myself to sleep last night. Vault-Tec poster. Hard work is happy work. That's right. We should get up some Vault-Tec posters in here. Gas proof hull next to the water prevents slime contamination and is a heat conductor. Yeah. So, well, my bigger issue here is less about the conducting the heat. I don't really care too much about that here, but it will stop it from coming in contact with the slime. But more so, this wall here is about the fact that gas permeable tiles don't seem to break under water pressure. So I can use a single row of tiles there instead of having to make it like a double wall. That's the only reason I did it. All right, we have another duplicant. This will be duplicant number 32. We're finally getting past duplicant number 31 after kind of dropping a little bit to some unfortunate corpse events. But if we can get everyone to vote in the chat again, 1, 2, or 3, we'll pick another blind duplicant and bring them in. That'll be number 32. And I don't know if we have a bed for them. I know I built some extra ones, but it looks like they're all in use because I don't see any of them that are shaded, which means we kind of need more beds. I need another living quarters area. I actually kind of need to expand out this way again, but I've got my whole garden thing there. I don't want to ruin that. I can make more snazzy suits that people won't put on, you know, because it's just awesome. Okay, it looks like number 2 is the winning one this one. We got lots of 2s in there. Jack's Bombs, he's got all the numbers. So we'll just call his number a 2. Ah, another loud sleeper. Oh. That's like our 3rd loud sleeper. Wait a minute. Were Dragon Nixa and Zoe, were they both the 2 loud sleepers they came in? Did we just unintentionally like clear out the loud sleepers? Maybe it was a conspiracy. The other duplicants in the colony set them up to die so they could finally get a good night's sleep. I think that's what it was. That's my... We'll see what happens with this duplicant. If this one dies, I'll be convinced. But I do need to name this one something. Who should we name this one? Level 2 scientist, diver's lungs, loud sleeper, biohazard. They're a vomiter. Ooh, yes. Low decor expectations. I love that. More loud sleepers in the loud sleeper only colony. Yeah, oh my... It is. Isn't that funny? We went so long, I was trying to get like all loud sleepers in the one colony we made, and I could not get them for the life of me. Who should we name this one? So I want to name this after somebody that's in the stream. So I'm not big on like random names, but if there's somebody in the stream that we can name this, that would be good. Let's see. All right, you know what? I'm going to name this one. I like this name. Karma Romulus. Welcome to the colony. All right, there we go. So we have 32 duplicants now. We're going to get into that point where I start having a bunch of people that are idle just because I can't pay attention enough to keep all the jobs going for them. But as long as they're working out here, I guess, on our water supply, that's something at least. All right, so this is almost cleaned out. I don't think they're going to be able to reach that over there. I'm just going to throw a little ladder in here so they can jump on that. And then that will let them clean out the last of the muck that's in here. And then we'll have a nice little clean area that our duplicants can hang out in. Now, the trouble here is that this water is like 48 degrees. But hopefully that'll be okay. They can use it for stuff. They're having to fetch the water, so I think I want to pump it somewhere else. That way I can seal that door off and I don't have them going anywhere near that geyser, and then I don't have to worry about that geyser overpressurized or like overflowing or anything, because I could just keep it sealed and then it'll kind of do its thing. I guess I could put the water... Well, I could put it back into this spot over here, but the heat of it is going to actually expand outwards and heat up our bait. Oh wow, this is already really hot. This purifier's got to go. It's producing crazy heat. We do have lots of duplicates, so I can throw a little hydro fan down here. Well, in theory I could. Well, drat. Have they got a way to get over to this other door? They do. Okay, so I can get rid of this ladder here. Well, let's deconstruct this. When they get rid of that, I'm going to throw a hydro fan down here. That will help maybe cool stuff off down here a bit. No, actually, what am I thinking? Duh. Let's cancel this. Leave that ladder in place. It's this middle one. I don't even need this anymore. I can just deconstruct that altogether. And then the hydro fan can sit right between these two buildings that are producing heat. And hopefully that'll cool down a little bit. I mean, the hydro fan doesn't do a lot to cool off buildings. It does a better job of cooling the atmosphere, but... How's the oxygen? It's probably fine. I'll check it in a second. But because we've been getting so much algae, those two algae deoxidizers in the middle of our colony are kind of producing a lot of oxygen for us. And this is going to weigh... That's golden mountains. That's fine. I can't remember. Does the hydro fan still need water? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's good. Okay, so that will help a little bit with the heat down there, and that's good. We can get control of that. This up here is all looking fine now. Nice. Okay, so if I can pump this out of here now, at least I can do something with it. So let's try sending it maybe up here. It's going to be my easiest way to do this. If I build a storage tank in here... I don't even have, like... There's not even anywhere else I can really send this water that will make it accessible without the heat really causing any issues. So I guess I'm just going to send it up in the cold biome. Oh, there's the spam. First spam of the stream, everyone. All right, I'm going to build a tank up here, I think. We'll store it up here. They'll have to go in and out of this carbon dioxide, which isn't fantastic, but could be worse. So we'll throw a little ladder in here. Let's plan for some double tile in here. Actually, what I should do probably is just layer the lower tile on first. And then we can get rid of all this up here. Privatizer watching you. Yeah, there's always somebody somebody's always advertising or spamming. That's okay. It happens. Oh, everybody's sleeping again. Every time I go to look for them, they're always sleeping. Don't they know in this colony sleep is not permitted? That's an interesting one, Spoonwood. I'm not even gonna ask where that's coming from. Anyway, what's this excessive sad facts thing? I must have missed something you said earlier. Stuff and more stuff. I don't know. On the next dupe, could you name DOA or DMW? Dead on arrival or dead man walking? It's pretty close. I don't know. I'm really curious to see what happens with that last duplicant we brought in, because, you know, the snorers just don't have a good history in our colony. They don't last long. See what happens anyway. Let's build this up here. We're going to need a double wall of tile, so I'm going to do a wall there. Throw a little wall in over here. Which means we'll need a ladder over here. The race dogs in Australia and the ones that get their ears cut off and are abandoned. Ugh, that's gross. Those poor dogs. Maybe the dingo ate their baby. If I put them into alert and don't let them sleep, they'll end up or eat. They'll end up dying. They'll all starve to death. Red alert challenge. Yeah, red alert turned on and then it starts. The trouble is, you'd end up turning it off all the time because they starve pretty fast. Suffocating. Uh oh. Who did I try? Yep, that's what I did. I trapped somebody again. Yeah, we're awesome. All right, let's break a little hole over here. Go break that thing. No, there's one more there. You gotta... Don't build that. Really? Come on. They always prioritize breaking stuff first. Except when I want them to. Deconstruct building. Priority 8. Get rid of this. There we go. Now they can get out. Probably just as well, because actually as you dig out this ice, there's always a whole bunch of polluted water that comes out of it too. Caitlin, I was just trying to make it suspenseful for you. You know, keeping you on the edge of your seat. They call that, what do they call that? Entertainment? Suffocating. Oh, there's Caitlin. Aw, Caitlin. Why is she still suffocating? Wait a minute. Are they... Wait a minute. Why can't they reach air? Alright, I'm going to unlock this door for now. Let's put this on auto. So that at least when they come out of here while they're working, they'll have a closer oxygen supply, I guess. There we go. Trouble is all the CO2 that's in here is going to kind of filter into our base a little bit. which I'm not really thrilled about, but what are you going to do? I should probably try to put like a little algae terrarium in here, but we're already using so much water right now that we don't really have access to it. I don't want to do it too much. Yeah, sorry, Caitlin. I can't. When I'm playing and I'm looking at the screen, I don't always see the chat. So sometimes I miss the friendly little warnings you guys are giving me that would stop me from causing death and destruction. Although I guess if I saw everything, it would be a little bit less entertaining, maybe. Okay. The only issue I'm going to have with this is that if I leave the top open for them to go in and get water, then I'm going to have a risk of all this nasty polluted water falling in there. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting like a roof on this thing. Let's dig this out here too. Oh, we've actually got polluted water down here. I do not want this running out the door. I think in terms of like damage control, I'm going to build a ladder down here and make sure this is dug out underneath so that we can get, just so we have room for extra drainage of this polluted water. At some point, I should just dig right through here and have a channel so it can just drop down into the abyss. That's a long way down. Holy. Do not get rid of all the ice and polluted ice. The ice biome has a slow heat. Yeah, I know, but I need to make enough room that I can make the tank at least. But you're right. It would work better if it actually had the... if it had the ice right next to it, it would work a little bit better. This is not what I should have done. Hold on, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to use gas permeable tile made out of wolframite instead. Only not these bottom two ones, because they're guaranteed they're going to trap themselves in there. Change the door on the cold biome to a mechanized one for faster access. Oh, yeah. I forgot this one's been in there for so long. Let's deconstruct this. Come on. Somebody break the door. Nobody wants to do it. They're all tired. They're going to go to sleep now. It's funny. Any other time I've been playing this game, they always prioritize breaking stuff before they do anything around building. Unless you set it with like a higher priority. Not really the case tonight. They're too busy like building things. One of the rare times I'm really not thrilled by that. Come on. Oh, you know what? This will go a little quicker if I sped it up, I guess. Oh, look, there's... The snores survive. Caitlin's a snorer. Oh, I didn't even realize that. Yeah, I know we don't have enough beds, but I don't have enough space yet. I need to expand a little bit more. I'm not super worried about the beds because the stress is really low. It's only 8%. Most of them are at 0% stress, so it's not really a huge risk. It's more like, at this point, it's more about aesthetics. Okay, so in here, I'm going to do some more of this gas permeable tile with wolframite. I'm going to build this, like... I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's go like this. Cancel that. We will cancel this. And then we need to dig out a little bit more in here. And then on top of here, I'm actually just going to put... I'm going to put like a tile roof. So that anything up above that's melting will ultimately run away from my fresh water that I pack in here. Well, I mean, maybe it was somebody who was right next to you that was a loud snorer, but I thought for a second it was you. Let me just do a quick double check here. Caitlin, your traits are soggy feet, stats. No, you're a scaredy cat. There must have been somebody that was right next to you that's a loud sleeper. Don't forget to open the door. Yes, thank you. There we go. This is really a terrible airlock anyway, because any kind of water that builds up on the other side, as soon as the door opens, it all runs down. I should probably do something about fixing that up a little bit. Why do I have that there? Oh, right, the polluted oxygen from the stinky water here. That's right. I'm going to need to mop in here. Let's get rid of that, I guess. Mop up here also. You're dead in the water. You're a dead fish now. Yeah, well, she's like our Fatty Muffins fish tank over here. Oh, she's turning a little green now. I don't know if the morbs are going to show up in there or not. I'm really curious to see whether they do. It's a pretty small space, though. They don't really have a lot of room there. Free spirited. Well, I mean, we could put you in like a tasteful memorial and then break the memorial and leave your skeleton sitting on the ground, I guess. That's one way to go. I don't think that might not be the best option, though. Where is everybody? I thought I told them to mop all this mess up. There we go. Okay, so finally this melted water won't fall in my water supply. So that should do well that way. What's our temperature? Oh, our temperature in here is actually not that great right now. I should really plant some wheezeworts in here or something. If I had some more of these wheezewort seeds, I should actually plant some in here because the temperature is not that great. -16, etc. Okay, so I have a ladder here. I can actually do my little closure in here. That's fine. And actually, I want to swap this whole thing out. Turn it into a giant heat sink. What are morbs? Morbs are these little guys. I think they should have some out here somewhere. There's one. Morbs are these little alien-type dudes. Excuse me. They show up normally when you have bodies around. They produce polluted oxygen. And do I have a hydrogen leak? A little bit. It's not even so much that it's leaking as it is that I did my oxygen room a little bit differently this time around. Normally I close it all off and I use filters to control the flow of everything, but I decided to try to just use gas pressure to control it this time. And some of these electrolyzers are producing hydrogen that's not getting clear enough of the pumps, and then the pumps are moving it down into this lower area, and then it's collecting upwards. So we've got a little bit of hydrogen around the top of our colony. It's not enough to really cause any problems. Unless I accidentally in some way manage to set it on fire and blow the whole place up, which would actually be kind of entertaining, but there's not enough of it there, I don't think, to do anything anyway. Supposedly you can blow things up in the game. I've heard people say they've injured duplicants that way. But it's not something I've managed to do myself yet. And in some ways I'm a little disappointed about that. Let's make some more frost buns. Our colony calories are getting down and we're adding in another person, so get the frost buns underway again. Okay, we got another duplicate coming in. Duplicate number 33. This is where the colony collapsed on itself the last time we did this, where we just took a duplicate every time. We're actually a little more stable this time, aside from the water. Starvation. Who's starving? Somebody's trapped somewhere. You're not even trapped. You're just, like, hanging out. Loud sleeper and a liar. All right, so let's get another vote. 1, 2, or 3. We'll take a random duplicate out of the printing pod, bring them into the colony, and name them after somebody in the chat. Boy, it's pretty evenly spread this time. 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. There's a 1. All right, I think there's more. Oh, there we go. Wow, it was a little lag there. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of 1s now. Let's take duplicate number 1. Another biohazard. Twinkle-Toes Biohazard. Hassan the Runner. Let's rename him. I need a name. Who wants to be in the colony? First one to speak up will be the one that gets in here. If you die from starvation, I'm going to get food. You're in trouble. Oh, well, what do you say we trap Caitlin in a tiny little box while she's off getting food, and we'll see what happens. Why is my food beyond reach? I don't know. I need to check that out. Name it Burns. Burns! Let me die. Why Ho Chow? You're not even in here. All right, let's name this one Nelly Nee. Nelly Nee, welcome to the colony. All right, what's the deal with this starvation business? Why are they saying the food is out of reach? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Consumables. Oh, that's interesting. Am I out of frost buns and they're not eating the lice, the meal lice? I wonder if that's what the deal is. Let's check that off. Make sure everybody's set up for that. Oh gosh, I have to go down here and label all these. All right, so I think this is what the issue is. I wasn't producing any lice loaf for a little bit. They might have eaten their way through all the frost buns, and now they're down to the actual meal lice. And a whole bunch of them were set so they wouldn't eat it. So that should solve that problem now. I hope. I mean, it looks like they're eating now. They're even sitting in the bathroom and doing it. No eating on the toilet, folks. Ugh, yeah, they don't like the food. They got that whole nasty green effect, but that's okay. The stress is still low. And frankly, feeling sick when you eat your food is probably better than dying from not having it. So, all right, we've got our little box ready up here. Actually, I need to get rid of... Let's deconstruct this. And I'm going to put in gas permeable tile in that spot. No, don't go back and pee. Ah. They got all the way up there. All I had to do was break that one block for me. There we go. Okay, now I need piping up there. And I guess probably the easiest way to do that is just to... I'm going to build a ladder like right up through here. But first, this door needs to be locked so that I don't send a whole bunch of dirty water down. Because it's all going to cascade down here. Just for insurance sake, I'm going to put a little block here too. Oh, of course. Lock them in. It never fails. It's never the first person that gets to the door that locks it. It's always some poor fool going inside and getting trapped. You're right there. You can open the door. Just unlock it. There we go. Gee. They always gotta make it hard. There we go. Alright, so we get that lock. No, of course not. No, why would you do what I want? You're killing me over here. Okay, get out of the door. No, they're gonna keep doing it. Alright, I'm gonna leave this little block here, and hopefully that'll be enough that it'll actually stop any cascading flow. And then over here we're gonna need to build a ladder up. This is probably... We'll take the shortest route, I guess. Shortest route through the abyssalite with the least amount of water showing. And then we can just run our pipe up through there. Alright, so we'll be pumping the hot water out of down here. It's like 50 some odd degrees. That's awesome. Yay. And we'll send that up into here. Now, this isn't as cold as I would like it. We're only like minus 18. Once we get a bunch of hot water in here, the temperature in this area is gonna rise pretty quickly. But at least it should cool off a little bit better than what it is right now. I'm going to use just regular piping because I don't really care about heat preservation in this scenario. What's going on? Liquid plumbing over. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go like this. Hopefully they can go in there and build all that for me so I don't have to muck around with too much stuff. Why didn't they connect there? There we go. Food is decayed. Uh-oh. Oh, they're not picking up the food. Why aren't they picking up the food? This is all priority 6 stuff. There's really no reason they should have left that sitting there. That's so weird. Huh. Alright, well maybe they'll mop that. Can they mop that up? No, they can't. Somebody sweep that up. That's disgusting. Get the nasty food out of there. I have no idea why that food went bad. And I just realized that my chat wasn't moving, so hold on, I gotta scroll down here and catch up. I missed a whole pile of stuff. Oh, did I hit 12K? Sweet! 12,000 subscribers! Thanks to everyone who subscribes and follows the channel. It means a lot to me. It's honestly rather surprising to me most of the time, the number of people that take an interest in the channel, and that's pretty cool. We use Celsius in Canada. Fahrenheit is pretty much just the US. The rest of the world uses Celsius. I'm glad the videos have been helpful, Sean Case. Discovered your little how-tos on YouTube about a month ago. Thoroughly enjoyed them and only recently subscribed to your YouTube channel. I just realized now that you do live channels, so I'm excited to say I'll be subscribing to your Twitch channel too. Keep up the good work, man. Love. Oh, thanks very much. I'm really happy that you enjoy the videos and that so many people do so far. I mean, 12,000 of you have chosen to subscribe to the channel, which is pretty amazing. This is so much fun for me. I generally do live streams. I've been streaming on YouTube, and I've only today's the first time I've done like a dual stream between YouTube and Twitch, and this is the first stream ever that I've done on Twitch. So hopefully, for the most part, there haven't been too many technology challenges with it. But yeah, but I was already doing live streams, but like I said, this is just the first time I've tried it on this platform. So It should be interesting. People have been asking me to stream on Twitch for a long time, so I figured it was about time I probably did it. Slug Cat. Oh, the oldest Slug Cat. I gotta get back and play that again. I got so upset when I killed off that thing I shouldn't have killed that I haven't played it since. I really need to go back and finish that off. The only challenge with that game is that it just doesn't really seem to get a ton of viewership on it, but... Rip Van Winkle, thanks for following. Oh, this is gonna be really ugly. Oh well. Pipes don't have a decor effect, but I just hate having an ugly setup. Oops, what happened there? Is this where I found out I made the whole thing out of granite? I did, but I have enough. I got plenty of granite. We're okay. We're good. We're good. Twitch is flying smoothly. That's good. Yeah. You know what's funny? I've done most of my streaming on YouTube simply because that's where my channel is located, and it's the easiest place to kind of connect. I'm out of mealwood seeds. What? Yeah, I am. Poor mealwood. It went so well for so long. What happened down here? It's only predicting good yield now. What is wrong down here? Is it the temperature? 21, 25, 26 degrees. Oh, yeah, I got a little warm down here. Why did it get so warm down here? Actually, the whole colony warmed up. What is going on there? Why is the colony so warm down there? Is anyone using this thing? Let me set priority 6 on this thing. I think it might be from the water. So this water purifier is it's drawing water from down here, which is like 32 degrees. It's running it through the purifier, which is nice and hot. And then what's it coming out of here at? 39.9 degrees. So the heated pipe that's actually going out of this water... I gotta get rid of this water purifier soon. The heated pipe that's coming out of this water purifier is actually warming up the ambient temperature in my whole colony. I mean, the shower's not helping either, but I guess I should maybe make use of a few more hydro fans. Because I have duplicants to spare. And frankly, it shouldn't be this warm. It's pretty crazy. Oh, thanks for following, Spartan. I know somebody else followed along there too. I didn't spot it, but drat. Well, that really stinks. All right. Well, we can control that. If we can get this water situation sorted out, I want to get rid of this water purifier. It just produces too much heat. Not to mention it's using up all my sand. I mean, 12K at 23:23:03. That's pretty close to midnight. Sweet. Any deaths? No more deaths. Just the 3 or 4 we had already. I guess it's, what is it, 3 we're at? Yeah. But we're at 33 duplicants, and so far everything's relatively stable, so that's a good thing. This situation here is not going to last forever. This polluted water here is going to keep draining down this hole, and eventually this is going to fill up down here, but so far it's okay. They're cold. Who is that? Cat's Cradle 22. They're out in an area where the temperature's like 31 degrees and they're cold. Maybe they're ill. Cat's Cradle. Yeah, the water purifier is really something. Wow, thanks so much for the super chat. I actually... Hold on, I have too many windows open here. I can't even see anything anymore. Yes, there it is. Sorry, I just collapsed everything. Just because one said so. Thanks so much for the super chat. $10. That's awesome. Okay, so that's all connected. We just need power here, which I can get theoretically by running some wire off of this stuff. So I can actually just run it right down the same ladder we were in, but this is all heavy watt wire, so I'm going to need... Oh, actually, that's perfectly fine. I can use heavy watt wire the whole way. Because... How is this battery not connected? I've had that battery there forever, and I never connected it. That's ridiculous. It's going to be really ugly down here, but nobody really needs to run this way anyway. Can't run this through the tile, so we'll just put it right over top. Boom. That's going to use a lot of gold, but we'll have this thing like directly wired into our power generation. You have an issue with regulating your body temperature. Your character is too realistic. Oh, how about that? Who knew? The game knows everything. I really did wish I did have more mealwood seeds. It was really convenient having those. Our calories are dropping a little bit now, but that's okay. Last year shot to the stream and I have it in back. Yeah, well, I'm not. I don't know. We have a whole bunch of mods now. I promoted so many people to mod that I think we have too many at this point. It is just a donation. Well, let's face it. The super chat is ultimately a donation anyway. It's nice that people leave some cool messages and stuff with them, but ultimately that's what it is. It's like Patreon without the Patreonage. Your self-sustaining bathroom, you kind of, yeah. So the self-sustaining bathroom unfortunately doesn't work anymore. So in an earlier build of the game, before the was it the thermal update or the agricultural update that changed it around? Where I think it was the agricultural update. The lavatory produces more wastewater than it consumes of fresh water now. So if you look in here, it takes 5 kilograms of water per use. And it produces 11.7 kilograms of polluted water. It used to be an even amount, so you could keep it in its own perfect little cycle, and it would kind of close everything out. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't work. You need to have some way of getting water out of that system, so you can either create a branch in the pipe, and then anytime a section of water comes up to the branch, half of it will go one way and half will go another, so you can use it as a way to split some of the water out of the system, and then send it off somewhere else, like either to like a pond to send it to, or you could send it to like a fertilizer maker or something. But you can't, unfortunately, keep it in the same closed system anymore. Unless maybe you can find a balance between like the number of water purifiers you're using and the number of, and the quantity of polluted water you're producing, but I haven't tried to do that yet. It just didn't really seem to make sense because with those steam geysers, there's such an easy source of fresh water now that I haven't really focused on trying to conserve it that way. Whereas really early on in the game, water was a really limiting factor, and you had to like super conserve it because it was going to be the death of your colony ultimately. But we have another duplicate coming in, so let's get votes in 1, 2, or 3, and we'll pick another blind duplicate. This will be number 34. I kind of wish those 3 hadn't died. It would have been cool to get all the way up to 40 on this stream. We got about another 30 minutes left of the stream. Oh wow, 3 seems to be the clear winner this time. So let's go with duplicate number 3. Oh, we got a redhead this time. Well, sort of redhead. Gastrophobia yokel, they're amphibious, they're destructive, which is okay because our stress is in a super good place. Decor expectations of 10, not thrilled about that, but again, our decor is not bad in the core area of the base. A little bit of creativity and stuff. Who should we name this duplicant? Name it Lady Miga. Let's name it Lady... Whoops, I can't even type anymore. I can't get my fingers in the right spot. Lady Miga. Ray doesn't think that I can send a super chat without bribing you, so here's $5. Keep up the good... Thanks so much, Caitlin. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned bribe. I'm perfectly open to bribes. I have no problem with that. Make me a dupe. Alright, so Lady Migo, welcome to the colony. Oh, actually, I'm getting a little bit of game lag. That's a little weird. I've never run into lag in this game, and it's chugging now. Okay, so what have we got going on here? I have power. This pump is not showing power, though. Where's my power grid? Oh, there's one little segment missing. Build that one little spot of wire, and this thing will start pumping water up into this area. And then I guess I'm going to need a way to get it out of here and do something useful with it. So I should probably build another pump in here. I'm getting a lot of power consumption going on now. Plumbing. Another liquid pump. Make this one out of gold. Man, the random ways that we use gold in this game, this is like the most expensive colony on the planet. Too many tabs open. Yeah, maybe. I've got a lot of stuff open right now. Yay, we got water coming in. Nice. Polluted ice. What? Why do we have polluted ice in there? Now I've got polluted water in there. Oh, come on. Let's just mop this up. If this stuff will melt for me a little bit, I can get that out of there. I thought I mopped it all up. It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have had an opportunity to freeze in there. Oh, you know what? I've got all this polluted oxygen going up from this lower area. I really should close this off. Let's deconstruct the top part of this ladder. We'll dig out this little spot here, and then I can throw... And actually, I should prioritize that. Oops. Let's make the priority 7. Dig out that spot there, and then I'll throw a little door in here. And we'll kind of block in that polluted oxygen. I wasn't even paying attention to that. There's a whole bunch of it now, all climbing up out of there. Don't steal my YouTube viewers. Yeah, don't do that too much. It's funny how it works, you know. So I built my whole channel on YouTube, so that's why I've done all my streaming and stuff there, because it just made more sense. It's a better connection between people seeing the stream and then seeing the videos and things. Twitch is more like just another avenue that I thought it would be fun to kind of play around with, because there's a chance for people that might not see the channel to get a chance to actually see the content and stuff. But yeah, for some people, you'll probably find that the Twitch stream will run a little bit smoother, particularly if your internet's not that fantastic. Twitch seems to have a smoother, I don't know, like a smoother way of playing out the videos and stuff, whereas YouTube not quite as great. But hi, Richard FWL. Mechanized electric isn't going to hurt the heavy watt wire. No, it'll go actually build right over top of it. You can't put the heavy watt wire through a door that exists, but you can put a door on top of the heavy watt wire when the wire is already there. It makes... I don't know why, but that's just kind of how it's set up. And they're not getting around to building it. Let's speed this up a little bit. Build my door! Oh, this person's going to be in here... Oh, sorry, the line gore. I've got you in here cleaning constantly, so we're going to need to cancel that too. There we go. We cleaned up the mess. We still have polluted ice, though. That stinks. The water's coming in here at 43 degrees, which is just a lovely temperature. 42.9. Hopefully it'll kind of go down a little bit. All right, so from here, we got to send the water again somewhere else. So I want to circumvent... Where have I got water running in this thing right now? Okay, so I have... I guess I can do a top-down system instead. I've been going bottom-up, pumping it up from below. Instead, I could send it downwards. That'll let me get rid of this water purifier. And I can stop sending up this polluted water also. Let's get a little plumbing going. Use liquid pipe in here. Well, it's in the cold biome. Oh, wait a minute. Why don't I just go right through the wall? Duh. Where do I want to send this now? I guess I'll send it like right through the wall. And now that I think of it, once I get in here, I'm going to transition to insulated pipe just to make sure that I'm not sending any ridiculous heat around anywhere. Change all this to some insulated pipe also. They'll get like a warm shower for the first time ever. That'll be amazing. Okay. That was a lot of extra piping I just laid down there. I hope I have enough stuff to build it all. Down here, all this insulated. Where am I going with this? There we go. All right, so once they get some flow going that way, I kind of want this to build up a little bit before I start to pump it out of there, but... No, they're actually going to keep taking the water from there, too. I may end up... And this might end up moving the water faster than I'm sending it in there, which maybe isn't the best scenario, but... do I have separate games for my personal play or live stream? So, not really so much. I mean, so what I've been finding is that the time consumption between work and family life and stuff, and then trying to balance doing stuff for the channel also doesn't really leave me a lot of free time to just play random games that I might want to play. So for the most part, if I'm playing a game, it's usually because it's something that I'm interested in playing related to the channel. I think Lucas, I think it might actually be related to YouTube. They just don't seem to have as smooth of a feed when it comes to live streaming. I'm not sure why that is. It could also be the connection between Restream and YouTube that's maybe not as awesome. I'm not sure. Yeah, the water pumps. It'll help a lot to get that water in there, because if I can get rid of that hot water that's coming up from the bottom. I mean, this water up here is hot. It's 43 degrees there versus what temperature have I got down here? 39. It's actually hotter up here. But if I send it through insulated pipe, hopefully it won't have that ambient temperature increase. Well, I mean, when I'm playing the games on the channel, I play the one I'm playing for fun, but it's ultimately also so I can make videos and do streaming. So I intentionally pick games I like playing because who wants to? I don't want to play something that I don't like just for the sake of doing a recording or whatever. But you know, I'm a little bit selective about the games that I play because of that. So there's a few things that I've kind of toyed around with that I've played a bunch of and I'm playing more of because I really enjoy them. But I'm also consciously aware that I'm also looking for stuff that people are interested in, not just myself. Would I ever make YouTube my job? And if not, why not? I'm not really sure. I mean, it's not something that I didn't set out to do that. This was just something fun for me to do. The job that I have now keeps me really busy, and I find it engaging. Oh, look at this poor guy. Dorothy. No, Dorothy. She's not going to get a chance to sleep because she's still pumping the hydro fan. Oh, wait a minute. They're gasping. Where's the air? What happened to my power? Uh-oh. I think I might have finally gotten to the point where I need to build a second coal-powered generator. Sorry, 1 second here. I've got to get this sorted out, and then... Man, that's really... I think I finally got to the point where I blew out all the power. I've been using one coal-powered generator this whole time. Consequently, my oxygen's not going so great. Oh, and also, I ran out of algae. How about that? I ran out of algae. I had... You know what? We were doing so well on oxygen and everything, and now suddenly we're running into that problem. Would I make YouTube my job? I don't know, actually. I guess maybe if it got to the point where there was enough interest and the channel was growing at a rate that it was good and it was offsetting the income that I make in my career, then I might consider it because I do have a lot of fun doing it. I don't really envision that as being something that'll happen anytime in the near future, so it's nothing I'm counting on. But I guess that would be fun. Yeah, I guess if the opportunity presented itself, I might. It's just not my primary objective. All right, I'm going to try and snag as much little bits of algae as I can around here. And see if we can kind of help support our oxygen. So now we're at that place where there's that second task I needed to take care of, which is trying to do something to shore up the oxygen. We did okay throughout the majority of the stream, but it was only because of these algae deoxidizers. I need to have another oxygen room for the number of people that are in here breathing. It's just crazy. Like, they're sucking up so much oxygen. Yeah, well, I need warm showers when we get hot showers. It's super hot now. Trying to impart work. Oh, that's a good quote, actually. Work consists of whatever a body is obliged to do. Play consists of whatever a body is not obliged to do. Yeah, Yeah. The game's lagging? Oh, no, that stinks. Note to self, Twitch does not recognize Shift-Enter as a line break. Well, I mean, I always use the oxygen room layout. I did it differently this time, and because I was trying to conserve power, and I thought this would be a little bit more energy efficient by having the air pressure that builds up go downward, and these things are not doing it. What is going on? Oh, boy, that's what I did. That's why the oxygen's suffering. I didn't connect this to power, so we're not moving water. I need to separate this for a minute, because this just is not ready to go yet. I need to deconstruct liquid pipes right there. As a matter of priority, actually. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's why our oxygen got in a bad place. I connected the piping, and it created a confusion at this point right here, and the water wasn't flowing up to the electrolyzers, so we stopped producing oxygen. Good times. What decayed? Why are they still leaving food on the floor? I don't understand that. That makes no sense to me. Suffocating. Who's suffocating? Alright, they're okay. Alright, so little faux pas there. You can't connect a pipe up that way for some reason, and it gets confused. Instead of merging the two flows, it actually stopped one flow altogether and just kind of left the other one where it was. So this is going to have to stay connected for a little bit until we can get a little bit more water built up in here, because I don't want to tap this out too fast. They're taking water out of this at the same time, but... Sorry, there's a whole lot of chat things I think I just missed. Stick to what you know. You can't try new things and expect for them to work out. Oh, that's a good thing to say. Thanks. If the channel's popularity increased, would you add a video with your audio? Oh, you mean like face cam? You know, I don't know. So I've done a couple videos where I've recorded myself on them, mostly just like those like channel milestone kind of videos. But I don't seek out videos that have face cam on them, so I had never really considered doing it for myself. Some people really like it, some people don't. It's just not something that I thought about doing. Yeah, yeah, with their ugly bugs. Yeah. Those of us who have a face made for radio feel it's best not to put a camera in there. You know, there's actually a lot of logistics that come in having a face cam, and that I didn't really want to deal with. So that's why I didn't have one to begin with. You know, you got to be conscious of the surroundings that your camera is recording. You've got to deal with lighting. You have to merge in the feed from your camera into your stuff. You got to not look like you just crawled out of a sleeping in a dumpster somewhere when you turn on the camera. So I don't really want to have to do that. My real job is in process improvement, which is actually probably why I enjoy this game so much. So I spend a lot of time at the company that I work for, analyzing the way that we do the work that we do, and then looking at how each little step is done, and doing a lot of time measurements and a lot of analytics reporting to figure out ways that we can take apart the way we do things and try to do it a little bit differently and produce a better outcome. So that's probably why a game like this I'm really attracted to, because it fits right into that niche of what my career path is also. But all right, we have another duplicate coming in. This is duplicate number 35. Wow, 15 minutes left on the stream. We're bringing in our 35th duplicate. This is pretty cool. We've already surpassed the last time we did this, where we only got to 33, and then everybody just kind of started dying. But next milestone vid: have your daughters do your makeup while answering questions. Oh my gosh, they. That's actually pretty funny. I don't know how many people would enjoy that, but I'm sure my daughters would. Oh my gosh, that'd be awful. Oh yeah, there's Casual AF Gaming. Hey Kazi, I didn't even see you slide in there. Yeah, when Kazi gets his channel going, we're gonna do something a little strange, and we're gonna have a little like a drunken live stream kind of thing on his channel. I'm not gonna do it on my channel, unfortunately, because it doesn't really fit the theme of things. It looks like 2 is the one that's getting the most number of picks here, so we're going to pick duplicate number 2. Duplicate number 35 is Dimensionally Inept. All right, amazing. Ooh, and they're a binge eater. It's a good thing our stress is low, or the binge eater could be a problem. Yeah, it's funny. It actually really is right up my alley, because I'm all about efficiency management in our company, so it's funny. Like I said, that's probably why I like it, because I like breaking things apart and doing it better that way. And Patrick, thanks so much for the super chat. Amazing. All right, so who am I going to name this duplicate? I need a name. Somebody feed me a name. Feed me a name. Kit the Cat, you have a dupe. You can't fool me. Bear Bear, make you a dupe. All right, Bear Bear spoke up first. Bear Bear's the new dupe. Hi, Bear Bear. Because Kit the Cat, you already have one. Fantastic. All right, so we've got 35 duplicates, cycle 107. Things are going relatively okay. For all of you that thought this colony would implode on cycle 2, for all of you that thought this colony would implode on cycle 2, it didn't. Take that. All right, our oxygen's a little bit better place. We have a little bit of algae feeding here, though it's not a ton. I probably should get a little bit more. I'm thinking there's... Boy, this is really slow now. Man, when I pan around, this thing is really chugging. I should have some pockets of algae here that are a little bit bigger. There's a bunch of small ones in here that I could try to grab. Nice one right above there. I'd like to find a really big one, though, that I could dig into, so I don't have to hunt around for it a whole bunch. Try to get past 45 dupes. I'm going to try to get to 50 dupes. Try to get to 100 dupes. See then we'll see everything really chugging. There's not really much algae out here. It's like all these tiny little... Oh, there's a decent one there. All right, I'm going to build a little ladder down here, and we'll try to get some of this algae that's hiding all the way down here. I just got to watch it not get too close to this gas geyser, or I'm going to wind up gassing everybody out. It'll be like everyone's living in Fart City. Yeah, I'm going to be ending the stream at midnight Eastern Time, so in about 15 minutes or so. To the right? What's to the right? Oh my gosh, look at that. I'm blind. All right. We're digging in there. Oh my gosh, that's a huge pocket of algae. And then we can build a ladder right up here. No, come on. There we go. Build a ladder right up the middle of it. And we can reach 2 spots out, so bam. Thanks for spotting that, Delagor. That's awesome. Oh, I should probably make the ladder a little higher. Or closer to the floor, rather. Yay! That's going to be a huge amount. You would not have told me to rename it. Renewable algae would be fantastic. Well, there is renewable algae, actually. You can get it from these guys. The puffs produce slime, and then the slime you use in the bio generator system, and then... Wow, this is really lagging now. Oh my gosh. So you can use the biodistillers to produce algae. It's just that it doesn't produce large quantities of it. You kind of have to get a big factory of it going, which takes a fair amount of power. So for now, I'm content just to hide it, or hide it. I'm content just to hunt it out in the environment, and we'll dig it up. But there is a point where it makes more sense to just produce your own. The algae doesn't really grow in the water, but you find it in the swamp biomes. And you can find it in the starting biome and the swamp biomes. You told her of your plan. You thought you could fool me with the same name that you use in Discord? You do recognize I do show up in there, right? For anyone that's watching the stream that does like to chat, we do have why are they sleeping in the water tank? We do have a Discord set up. The link should be in the description of the video below. I'm not sure on. I think I might have it on the Twitch stream also in the description. But if you go over to the Discord, then you can chat with other people that subscribe and follow the channel, and then I pop in there periodically to chat as well. That's also where they keep a list of all my ongoing silly quotes where I put my foot in my mouth, and they get a good laugh over it. But it's been relatively popular with at least a certain group of people that have been really into it. Silly phone won't let me access chat. I have the same problem. Actually, anytime I try to watch Twitch on my phone, I can't get the chat to go. I don't know why. All right, oxygen's not fantastic, but considering we have 35 duplicants breathing it, I think we've done all right. Sorry, I'm just had to cough there, but I'm having a little trouble speaking now. Highly recommend the AMD Ryzen 7 processor. No, you're not in the market, but it's definitely something you should look into for streaming. That's funny, actually, because I think that's the same processor that Kazi's looking at for his computer build. This computer that I have now, I bought as a pre-built unit earlier this year. So ultimately, when I get to a point where I'm going to be swapping out computers again, which won't be in the near future, unfortunately. Yeah, I'll definitely be looking at getting something that's a little bit more higher end. Oh, suffocating. Who's suffocating? Oh, no, it's only temporary. But yeah, I have heard that the Ryzen 7 is supposed to be really good for streaming. I have a lot on the go right now, though. So I have the game going. I have the Elgato software going. I have the stream feeding into Restream. I have several different windows open displaying the stream, plus chat and super chat and the combined chat. So I've got like a ton of different windows open right now, and I think it's finally catching up with my computer. So probably not a bad thing that the stream's ending in the near future. I didn't build this computer. I actually bought I bought the HP Omen. So it was already a pre-built computer, so I actually don't even know to what degree it can be upgraded. I'll have to check. I do have a small hydrogen problem, you're right. It's building up here a little bit. Mostly it's expanding because the air pressure is lower, so it's not compressing it. You can see this is only like 400 and some odd. 400 and some odd. You know what? I should just open up this door. We'll let all the hydrogen go up top. Open. As soon as I open this door, it'll all flood in here and it'll be good. Excuse me. I'm having trouble talking now. 8 cores from hyperthreading. It's like having 16 cores. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, I'd love to get... None of you use the days. Yeah, I should get a third monitor. I'd love to get a more powerful computer, but again, I've been really happy with this one even because I was using a potato before. It was like a 7 or 8 year old computer that I had, and it was not keeping up with the workflow of doing all the videos and stuff. So I've been really happy with this one, but I think I've just finally hit a point where I found something that would lag it out because this is the first time I've had any lag. Windows, not tabs. Yeah. Well, I have multiple windows and tabs open, actually, at the moment. They can't reach to get the algae. Uh-oh. Let me go take a look. Oh, wow. Scrolling is so chunky. I don't know what it looks like on the... Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, no, they can get there. They can theoretically dig that, and then once they have that one dug out, they should be able to jump across the gap. I'm going to cancel this one down here, because there's a much better pool of algae over here. Or pool of it. Concentration of it, I guess I should say. Yeah, there we go. They can reach it. They're good. That's a good chunk of algae. That'll be sweet. It was a potato computer. It was like 7 or 8 years old. The video card that was in it was like a... I don't even remember now. Actually, Kazi has it, so he might know the specs on it. But I think it was a 650 Ti, an NVIDIA 650 Ti was the video card, maybe. And it was not a fast computer. I mean, I'd already had it for 7 or 8 years. It was super outdated, and it took a long time for it to render videos. I couldn't really play a lot of the computer games I wanted to play because I was concerned about the performance and stuff. So I didn't use it too much. But when I swapped out to this one, that's when I started doing more of the computer games, and I came across Oxygen Not Included, and hence the addiction began and what have you. Now, lately, I've actually been really addicted to playing Don't Starve also. Thank you to Ray and Caitlin for getting me involved in that game, because now it sucks up a ton of my time. I enjoy that game, though. I don't do well at it yet, but I enjoy it. Last time I played, I think I made it to Cycle 5, and I ended up dead. It was not so great. Cat's Cradle, I'd lend you one of these air fresheners, but I don't think it would do much good for you. Someone disliked the stream. Oh, my God. There's always somebody. That's all right. Well, thanks, Thinkier Gaming, if we're planning on taking my viewership. Don't Starve is an awesome game. I have a lot of fun with it. It's not a newer game. I mean, it's been out for a little while, but it's new to me because I haven't played it a bunch. And I have a lot to learn about surviving in that game yet. Some of the basics and things I've kind of figured out, but like some of the more complex things, people are constantly throwing out suggestions and stuff. And what is this guy up to? All right. He was just standing there pumping away for no reason. We're now completely out of seeds for our farm, so this whole farm is useless now until we find more seeds. And I don't think the temperature is even something that can support any other plant life in here. At least not in terms of like food crops. So this whole farm is now useless. Which means I should crank open the doors. Let's open these up. And that will let us get a little flood of oxygen in the lower portion of our colony, because I have a really high concentration of oxygen in here. We'll give it a big surge and everything will spread out. And actually, I can even destroy... No, I'll let the air break out of there, and I'm going to deconstruct this thing, so we'll stop sending oxygen in there. We'll let a higher concentration of oxygen go into the rest of the colony. It'll be good. Well, yeah, solo is a little bit more challenging, obviously, because there's so easy to die. Oh, I should turn the farm into beds. That's actually a good idea. Let's do that. I've even got all the portraits and stuff in here already. And which means I probably shouldn't destroy this thing. They're gonna want oxygen if we have people sleeping in here. All of these hydroponic tiles, though, I have polluted water feeding into these things. I wonder if I can just build beds on top of them. Is it gonna let me do that? No, it won't. I've got to swap these things out. It's gonna dump a whole pile of polluted water. Okay, let's do it anyway. The negative decor impact of this is not going to be awesome. I can't even do that. I've actually got to destroy the tiles. I can't replace them. No! Oh, that's such a pain. All right. We'll turn one floor of it into a bedroom anyway. Deconstruct. Buildings. See how that goes anyway. That's very kind of you to say. It's nice to know I inspire some people. Left your session and Don't Starve about season you start your game in. Yeah, I don't want to tweak around too much and make it like easier, because I enjoy the challenge of a game that's difficult, which is probably why I'm sadistic enough to play Dark Souls. But okay, let me get some floor in here. Otherwise, I can't even reach the stuff to break it. So I don't want to do too many tweaks. I want to just learn how to live through the cycle of what the game should be. Try copying status to have no planted mealwood. I wonder if that'll work. Well, let's see. If I try a bed here, like this one here has no planted mealwood. So if I go with a cot, oh, you're right. Here I am breaking the floor. I don't even need to. Hold on, cot. You're right. It was the planted mealwood that was the problem. Look at that. See, you guys are smarter than I am. Look at that. We have a huge bedroom now. Some of the people that have been sleeping on the floor the whole time might finally get to sleep on a bed. Won't that be novel for them? Okay, so we got some more. Another duplicate coming in. I see some numbers here. 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2. All right, I'm going to pick number 2. Have a good night, Karma Romulus. I'm actually going to be wrapping up the stream in a moment here as well. I think when this cycle ends, we'll call it a wrap to the stream. But we're picking number 2, the technician with an irritable bowel. Ooh, sorry, buddy. Oh, a binge eater with an irritable bowel, no less. That is nasty. Hippopotamus. No, I want to name it after somebody who's actually in the stream as opposed to just random names. Name it Fatty Muffins. But Fatty Muffins is already in there. I mean, they're a little on the dead side, but... All right, Crafty Harper. We'll call it Crafty Harper. Congratulations. Welcome to the colony. Another duplicate has arrived. Duplicate 36. And look at that. We might finally have enough beds to accommodate everybody. That's pretty crazy. How's the decor down there? Ooh, it's actually really good. They might have the best bedroom in the house just about. They've got tons of oxygen in there. Even with the doors open, it's still staying largely trapped in there. That's pretty sweet. I guess now that I'm not trying to contain a specific amount of pressure in here, I could probably actually swap out a little bit of gas permeable tile up here. So we can let some of the CO2 that's been building up here actually just drift down finally and out somewhere where I can do something about it. You like your dead dude. You're just like you're in a museum piece. You're just stuck in that little tank of water. Yeah, it'll be nice when I get enough followers that I can have the subscribe button and stuff on Twitch. It takes a little while. You gotta get like I think you have to build up a certain amount of viewership, a certain amount of subscribers and stuff before they let you have different perks and things on Twitch. I don't know a ton about it. I've kind of been reading up on it, but the fans don't move the air, unfortunately. They just sort of cool it where it is. So look at this. This one's even going without anybody working it. I don't know whether it's doing anything or it's just like a... Oh, wait. No, there is somebody there. The line goes there. She teleported. She's a ninja. I think it was 500, but it might be changed. Yeah, something like you have to have like a certain amount of time streamed, a certain number of followers, what have you. I don't know. I have to look it up. Museum piece, yeah. It's like those plasticized bodies. You're like floating in a tank. Mr. Kazi. Thanks for following on Twitch. No floor tiles under the cots. Oh, yeah. I guess that might be a requirement. Half of them can't even get to their bed. I've just blocked it off. We're like, here you go. Here's your brand new bed. You can't sleep there. All right, another cycle has ended. Cycle 110, and so far so good. We've actually done, I think, relatively well. We got the water setup that we wanted. I'm not really thrilled about double pumping it, but it's finally building up here a little bit. When this tank gets a little more full, then I'll start to apply that water a little bit more. It's actually keeping the level down here relatively low. But we do have at least a good source of fresh water. I'm looking forward to getting rid of this thing because it's doing poor... Well, the fan helped a little bit, but it's still not doing good things for the temperature in general down here. Changing this out to an insulated pipe probably helped a bit also. Although even the pipe itself still looks warm. But next time I think when we come in, we're going to have a little bit more work to do to try and make sure that we're getting a good supply of oxygen, because I've been using a lot of algae in this stream just from what we've dug up, but that's going to come to an end. We're going to run out of it. So we need to get things set up a little bit better that way, and we can have a more consistent oxygen supply. The oxygen room I have in here it's done an okay job at keeping up, but not good enough. We do need to make at least one, possibly two more little oxygen rooms to make sure we've got a good supply of O2 as our colony gets larger and they consume more O2, more oxygen. But thanks everyone for checking out the stream. Thanks to those of you who gave a super chat as well. To everyone that popped into Twitch to watch the stream, and for those of you who decided to follow there as well, that's pretty cool. This has been kind of fun, kind of doing the dual stream thing. And so far, I think it worked out largely okay, aside from some lag issues you were seeing on the YouTube side of things. I might do a little bit more dual streaming, I think, and make sure everything's going smoothly that way and that we enjoy it. But thanks, everyone, for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then certainly feel free to click on that subscribe button so you get notifications of any other upcoming streams and any videos we put out as well. If you do like to chat, as I mentioned earlier in the stream, we do have a Discord channel that you can check out. The link should be in the description below. Otherwise, thanks again, everyone, for watching the stream and for being so active in the chat. I love getting a chance to talk with all of you. I'm, as always, CrypticFox. I'll see all of you next time.